We had a very rare snowstorm here in coastal North Carolina with record snowfall, and we have been stuck inside of the house now for a number of days. And though we are not low on supplies, I am low on a few staples like eggs, but that is perfect timing because I have an opportunity to show you how to cook with freeze-dried eggs. And I know sometimes cooking with freeze-dried eggs can feel a little intimidating, so while I batch prep a few meals using those freeze-dried eggs, I'll share with you some of my best practices and tips and tricks. Just as a reminder, this video is part of the Freeze Dried February collaboration with the Inquisitive Farm Wife, and you have an opportunity to win a Harvest Right freeze dryer through this collaboration, so be sure to check out the description box for those details. The first thing to consider when cooking with freeze-dried eggs is how many eggs are you going to use when you cook. When I packaged these particular eggs just about a year ago, I think I put about 3 dozen eggs per pack, which is a lot to use. And now that I'm opening it, I need to use all of them. So in hindsight, what I would have done differently is I would have used a smaller portion of eggs per bag, or I would have stored them in vacuum sealed jars because it's a little bit easier to take some eggs out and then re-vacuum seal the jar than it is to reseal a Mylar bag like this. When you are cooking with freeze-dried eggs, 2 tablespoons of freeze-dried eggs is about 1 egg, and you reconstitute that with about 2 tablespoons of water. It doesn't always work out to be an exact 1-to-1 ratio like that, but I found that using 2 tablespoons of eggs and 2 tablespoons of water is a good starting point, and then you can add a little bit more water as needed. Like a lot of freeze-dried foods, you do have to let the eggs and water sit a little bit longer than you think you would to reconstitute. So I recommend combining the eggs and water and letting them sit while you prep the other ingredients for your recipe. For example, here I am making a crustless quiche with freeze-dried eggs. So I have 12 tablespoons of eggs and 12 tablespoons of water, which is equivalent to 6 whole eggs, sitting in a bowl reconstituting while I am chopping up the veggies. What's nice about cooking with freeze-dried eggs versus other types of freeze-dried ingredients is that the eggs are just as versatile when they are reconstituted as they are when they are fresh and raw. So that egg mixture can be used for something like a quiche, like I'm making here. It could be used for fried rice, which I think would be very good, by the way. You could take a couple tablespoons out and throw it into a baking recipe in place of a regular whole fresh egg. Really anything that you need a whole egg for, you can use these reconstituted eggs for. But since we are snowed in, I'm keeping things simple and I'm using the ingredients we have on hand, and I'm kind of scaling back on those ingredients just to save what I have for the few days ahead when we might not be able to get to the grocery store. What I like to do is go back and forth between prepping the ingredients and checking on the consistency of the eggs. And here I felt like I needed a little more water. What you're looking for is about the consistency of regular scrambled eggs. Now, one problem that I ran into is when I packaged the eggs, I didn't crumble them enough. At the time, my blender was broken, so I just used my hands to crumble the eggs straight from the freeze dryer and then into the Mylar bag. So now I have these big chunks that I'm trying to reconstitute, and they're taking a really long time to reconstitute. I'll show you a fix for that in just a minute, but I would recommend before packing your eggs to make sure they are powdered really finely because that will make reconstituting them a little bit easier. I am sauteing the vegetables before assembling the quiche to add a little bit of flavor, but what's also important about this is that it underscores that you don't need to do anything fancy when you are using freeze-dried eggs. You don't have to have a different technique for using them. You don't have to have a new recipe for using freeze-dried eggs. You cook the way you always cook. The only difference is you just reconstitute those freeze-dried eggs before you start cooking. And for me, that takes some of the intimidation out of freeze drying and the intimidation out of cooking with freeze-dried eggs because I don't have to do anything new. It's a great way to stock your pantry with shelf-stable eggs that you can use in a pinch if you are stuck in a snowstorm, or if you just have an abundance of eggs and you can't use them all up when they're fresh. It's a great way to hang on to them, and then you can use them for your regular recipes later. To assemble this quiche, I am first just greasing a pie dish with a little bit of avocado oil. You could use butter too, but I tend to like the avocado oil a little bit better because I feel like the bottom of the quiche doesn't get quite as brown. And then I am taking those sauteed vegetables and putting them in the pie dish in a single layer and topping them with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. You could use any vegetable that you want here. Like I said before, I'm using what I have on hand. I'm trying not to use too much stuff right now because we are snowed in, but anything that you prefer in a quiche you can use here. And then I'm simply just pouring that egg mixture right over the cheese and vegetables in the pie dish. A freeze-dried pantry staple that I cannot live without is freeze-dried herbs. They are delicious on everything, and I put them on everything all the time. So I am putting some freeze-dried herbs on top of this quiche mixture before baking it. The trick to freeze-dried herbs is you don't reconstitute them, just put them right into the recipe because it takes almost no moisture to reconstitute them. So if you were to put them in water, they'd end up being really soggy. So I'm just sprinkling them on top, and then I bake this quiche at 350 for about, I'd say 25 to 30 minutes or so. And you can see this quiche turned out beautifully. You'd never really know that it was made with freeze-dried eggs by the way it looks or even the way it tastes. One tell though that it is freeze-dried eggs is sometimes the color of the eggs looks a little bit different. To me, they look a little more pale, and that is because the egg yolks and the egg whites are completely combined in a way that you can't really do with fresh eggs. When you freeze dry the eggs and then powder them, they are really mixed together. So the color of the eggs is maybe a little more uniform, and at least with the eggs that I freeze dried is a little pale. If you find that your freeze dried eggs are a little bit too lumpy and you're reconstituting them and those lumps just won't rehydrate, you can re-powder them. You could use your hands or a masher or a blender. Honestly, a blender is probably the best way to do it, but after being snowed in, I'm just running really thin on patience and I don't even feel like getting my blender out. So I am just mashing them with a mallet that I have, but it worked out fine and they were a little bit easier to reconstitute. You could also add the water and then run all that through the blender too. That would work great also. I don't really notice any difference in the texture between freeze-dried eggs or fresh eggs that are scrambled. But some people say they don't like the texture of freeze-dried eggs once they are cooked. But one way you can improve the texture of the eggs, and this is also true with fresh eggs, it's just maybe a little more true with freeze-dried eggs, is to add some fat. So in the quiche, you probably noticed that I added a little bit of heavy cream. And for these egg and ham mini cups, I used a little bit of milk. And I add that dairy after I have reconstituted the eggs. I am making a small batch of mini ham and egg cups. These would be really good with cheese, but I am out of cheese. So I just took a little bit of ham and put it in the bottom of a greased muffin tin. This is just a little mini muffin tin. And then I'm taking those reconstituted eggs with a little bit of milk and also a little bit of adobo. Adobo is my favorite seasoning for eggs. And I'm pouring it right over the ham. This is a really easy recipe. So if you do have a batch of freeze-dried eggs and you have extra that you need to use, this is a great way to use it up. I bake these at 325 for about 20 minutes. One thing I forgot to do when I bake these is put a little bit of water in the oven. A little bit of steam can make the egg cups a little fluffier. That's a great hack and I totally forgot to do it. As I mentioned before, when you reconstitute freeze-dried eggs, you can use them for any recipe, but I think they really stand out in baked recipes because the color doesn't matter, the texture doesn't matter, but they work just as well as a whole egg. So sometimes when I make things like sourdough cinnamon rolls, for example, what I'll do just to save time is I'll throw in 2 tablespoons of freeze-dried eggs and then 2 tablespoons of water per egg and just mix it into the dough, and it works out great every single time. But with all of this said, let's not forget the old-fashioned and the humble scrambled egg. I know it's fun to think about all the different things you can use freeze-dried eggs for, but they are great for scrambled eggs or just a simple omelet. Don't forget that you have an opportunity to win a Harvest Right freeze dryer. Check the link in the information in the description box. And a special thank you to the Inquisitive Farm Wife for hosting Freeze Dried February 2026. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and I'll see you again next time.